Hey, welcome to the Monkey Barrel Comedy Chat Show. We're here with this week's wonderful guest, Adam Flood.
Hello.
Yes, we always try to gauge like what's the energy going to be. Some people have gone woo, and some people have gone, hey, what's up?
It would be crazy to go woo.
We'd support it.
Would you?
Me and you, we would support it.
Yeah, but you're
Do you
very
want to try?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, well, welcome to the show, Adam Flood.
Yeah. Sis, that's too
That was
much.
great. I mean, it was too much for you, but thankfully took the headphones off.
Yeah, that's true. Why are your eyes bleeding as well? That's crazy. I didn't realize.
So, Adam, welcome to the show. For people watching at home, we bring in guests. We have a little chat. We try to ask questions that podcasts don't normally ask. Some of them will be from people at home. Some of them will be from fellow comedians. Some of them might just be ones that I just make up in the moment. So you have, let's jump back through some stuff. You won the Bath Festival New Act of the Year in 2022.
Hell yeah, I did.
Very exciting post-pandemic victory.
The biggie, yeah. It was after the pandemic. It was a bit crazy to come back to. My favorite thing about winning that was the thing that I won.
Yeah.
Was like a massive shitty trophy, like made of plastic.
Yeah.
Didn't have a plaque on it. Full to the brim of mini eggs.
Really?
Easter had passed.
Was it sponsored by Cadbury's? Or
No,
anything?
it was sponsored by a dildo company.
Really?
Yeah, and not like the main one. What's they called? Love Honey?
Oh, is that the main dildo company? I didn't know.
Come on, George. Don't give me that.
I don't know.
What's the
I
dildo
don't even know
company
what those
called?
are.
You know.
Love Honey? I don't know. No, doesn't recognize.
I can't remember. I think it was someone else. But anyway. So
Ann Summers? Is it Ann Summers you're thinking of?
No. It was way
Adam
more.
and Eve was the one I used to hear on podcasts a lot. You'd hear that in the WTF with Mark Maron. He'd be like interviewing someone. They'd be like, "Oh, we're sponsored by Adam and Eve." That's the worst.
What's the name idea behind that? Where does that? Adam and Eve, the first.
Yeah, I mean, it
took one rib out to make Eve and another one to make a big butt plug. Like, what's the?
Yeah. Also, very weird to be like, Adam and Eve is the website, so you better be heterosexual if you're using these toys. Yeah, like that's got a weird vibe.
Yeah, but they were fucking animals, so clearly.
Yeah. Okay. So that was a big award. So when?
So I won this big award, and then I had to carry it around to get it home. Oh my God. So I don't live in Bath.
Yeah.
I had to go back to London with it, and then you look really stupid carrying around a big trophy, right? It's like embarrassing. And in Bath, everybody was like, "Oh, excuse me." I had about 3 people in Bath say, "Excuse me, what was that? What did you? Is that if you won a thing?" And then when I took it back to London, I live in Peckham, and I was in B&Q getting something on the way back, and a guy in there came up to me, and he went, "First prize?" I went, "Yeah," and he said, "My G." No other questions. He just wanted to know it was first prize. It doesn't matter. It could have been anything. He's like,
yeah,
that's it. And for me, that was the victory. That guy.
I love the idea that if he said second place, he was like, "How big is the trophy for first?" Wow.
Yeah, man.
Were you ever tempted to say Shagger of the Year when people asked what it was for?
Yeah, to the little old lady having cream tea in Bath. I've been shagging, hon.
Shagger of the Year, and she goes, "My G."
Yeah.
That's good. So when did you start doing stand up?
I started in the very beginning of at the end of 2018, I think. Yes.
So that's good. You had the frustration of starting and then the pandemic coming along, which
sort of, yeah, but I was still quite shit.
Well, that's what we've had. Every comedian we've spoken to on the show who started not long before the pandemic has been like, I was actually quite grateful for the pandemic because it gave me a chance to reflect. Because I think a lot of comedians don't get that. They don't stop. They don't take a time in the early years to stop and go, all right, let's reflect on this. What am I doing? What do I want to do?
Totally. Like you just at it the whole time. Like, I've got to do this, got to do that.
Are you talking about Shagger of the Year again?
Yeah. Yes, my G. So yeah, I think it did create a good little fire break.
Yeah, just to stop and look.
Yes, I definitely do want to ruin my life. I definitely do want to persevere with this.
Definitely want to commit to this awful lifestyle that I've created. Yeah, that makes sense. You're also, sorry to bring this up, but you were runner-up in the Leicester Square sketch-off.
Yes.
Why would we bring that up? You were second place.
Second place.
Did you see the same guy?
No, we didn't get it. I think we got a piece of paper for that.
Really?
Yeah. And maybe a bit of money, actually, which is rare.
It is rare in this business. You usually get that for like swimming And
What, money?
No, like a piece of paper.
You,
Just
got,
like a
you did your
certificate.
50 metres and they give you a couple of quid. You blew up your pajamas. They're like,
Listen,
50p, get yourself a
I had
chop.
a very weird situation in my local swimming pool where these old men would pay me to swim.
Yeah. They're like chucking 50p in the well. Go on, bend down. Go get it, boy. Go get it.
Then I come back up and they'd be like, first place. Yeah, God. But that gave you
Oh, yeah,
kind of...
Leicester. Yeah, I do. Do you know Davina Bentley? She's a comedian. She's like based mainly in London. She's done Fringe a couple of times. She's really good.
Yeah.
We did a sketch group together called Dregs.
Oh, okay. I think I've heard of Dregs.
And we'd only ever really do that competition for some reason. We started off as 4 and then we lost, and then one year then we did 3 and then we lost. And we did 2 and then we lost, and we came back and we did 2 and we nearly won, which is worse than losing.
Yeah. The ultimate would have been like tied with someone else for first
with
place.
the other 2 who'd left. Yeah. that would have been poetic.
All right, but to jump back to something a little bit more impressive, you got the most outstanding show in the Muse Moose Comedy Awards. That's really good.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a good title to have on a trophy, like a
the
trophy.
most outstanding.
Yeah.
If you know what that means, we all know what most outstanding is. Not the best or winner, the most outstanding.
Yeah, I feel most spoils it a little bit.
Stood out the most.
Like outstanding show award.
Yeah.
Good. Most
I
outstanding.
think because there are other show titles alongside it, like awards, like the best.
Yeah. I believe they
can't
call it
remember.
the best good show at the Fringe.
Yeah.
is how they refer to that.
It's not the worst. It's the best worst show or the worst show.
Yeah.
Is that the best show? The worst show is the best show.
The worst.
It's the worst at being the worst.
Oh, you've broken my brain now.
Yeah.
And you also did win awards for your poster
Yes.
as well. I don't know why we've gone awards heavy at the start, but
Let's
I
get
like
them
it.
out.
I like to really
I was going to
impress
bring them
people
all
at home.
through with me. Yeah, it's a really cool poster, that one.
Yeah. I think we believe we have it up here.
It's not that one.
It's not that one.
It's not that one, but that one, is also awesome. Johnny Woolley
great.
did that.
Yeah.
And
So
Ross-
was that Photoshop, or did you actually have some claim?
No, so an artist, a Scottish artist called Ross Fraser McLean. Mm-hmm. He's a photographer, and I met him doing a Monkey Barrel show, actually.
Really?
Just randomly. And I had my old poster that I won an award for, which was like me painted and like looking like a clay model. And so for this next one, I was like, I want to do something like that, but me coming out of clay.
Yeah.
And we went on a bit of a bender on a night out, and I told him about that, and he was like, I'll do it. I'll be the guy who'll do it. And I was like, this is perfect. So I agreed to it, and turned out he was a very expensive artist. It's like, oh shit. So that is, we smeared that all over me.
Yeah.
And that has been photoshopped to not look like shit.
Good.
Because it did. And sometime he was like, why don't we put some on your face? I was like, we ain't putting any brown stuff.
No.
It has to be here.
It has to be on the body. No, I think it was a good choice.
Yeah.
But also, now we're going to have our fans doing the Kate Middleton thing, where they're going to be zooming in to see exactly where this has been photoshopped and hasn't
yeah, well,
been
you can
photoshopped.
see like that bit there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kate Middleton is underneath. Her big butt is the rest of that stuff there.
Apparently not big enough. That's why going in for the surgery, perhaps, maybe, rumor, we don't know.
Do you know anything about that?
I don't.
I've never I've
are
not
annoyed.
read about it.
It's so confusing.
It
It's
is.
like, the amount of people that go through TikTok and like find all the little stories about it and just conspiracize.
So
about
many pictures
everything.
with little red circles, and I zoom in and go, I still don't know.
But what's the story?
don't know what
They
the thing is.
photoshopped a picture?
Well, no one's seen her in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, she went into hospital and no one's really knowing what's going on. Everyone thinks like the royals are lying about where she is.
Yeah.
And everyone's obviously making up all these stories about what could be happening.
We should
Yeah.
probably clarify that this is being recorded in mid-March, because could be the case that by the time this
Good
comes
point.
out,
Been dead.
she's been dead she's come out as a cyborg.
Yeah, but like,
she's battling other princesses from
well,
around the world.
Whatever happens, Kate, I'm glad you're back.
Yeah, all right. That was
I'm sure she's watching this.
very committed. Well, listen, something we like to do to settle people in, besides talking about all the awards they've won, is to jump back into their social media and look at one of their old posts. So we've got something for you right now. We're going to bring it up on screen. For the people listening at home, listening on Spotify, not watching on YouTube, it is, well, how would you describe it? Is you sitting in a chair with white?
Yeah, so I am looking incredibly sad looking at this picture. No, so the picture is me looking sad. I've got cream all over my face. I've got
Nice
like
dressing gown.
nice dressing gown, bubbles on my head, and then there is a sort of a robust man pointing and
Accusatorily.
leering at me.
Yeah.
And it says underneath, my Secret Santa experience, 8th of December 2014.
Oh, wow.
And it's had 9 likes, which I don't know if I've ever got past that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's the
that's-
most outstanding post I've ever done.
That's a like for every year since.
Yeah. I think people have been taking them off. So what it was is that I lived in a house of 14 people,
Oh, wow.
you know, like Charlie Bucket or something. And they were all doctors.
Oh, my God.
And there wasn't anything wrong with me.
Yeah.
I was in a mental asylum. And I was just like, no, I am living with them, actually. Because I stayed so I went to Bristol Uni, but quite late. And then I stayed on there for a year or 2. And that is living with them and medical.
Yeah.
Rob is very nice. We still chat, and I know that he watches and follows me and stuff. Thanks, Rob. But
Shout out to
fuck
Rob.
you for this. So he gave me like a spa day,
Oh, okay.
and it just like, and it was all really bad stuff. Like
It seems like it.
he'd bought this secondhand foot massage thing, and it looked like it still had old ladies' feet.
It looks like it's Philadelphia cream cheese that's rubbed
Yeah.
on your face.
It was like a big wind up, basically. And then, so there's like, what you can't see is that there's 11 doctors laughing at me, which wouldn't be the last time on the other side of that photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were the doctors, was this like, how far can we push this person?
Well, doctors, junior doctors especially, they're pretty rowdy, you know, because
They
they're, you know, posh. I don't really know what it is, but I know quite a lot now, and they're a bit wild.
They're wild. I think they also really have a dark sense of humor, doctors, because they have
Yeah.
to deal with so much drama and stuff in work. They'll just say the weirdest jokes, and we're like, that's the most harrowing
But just like
thing
what
I've
their
ever
day
heard.
is. Like, you know, we
Yeah.
were gigging together last night.
Yeah.
You know, wildest thing is somebody's like really
Spilt.
pissed.
Yeah, spilt their drink.
Spilt their
Somebody
drink.
in a nosebleed out of nowhere.
Yeah. Whereas it wasn't him, but someone else. They came back from the GP. It was in this house, and he was like, "I've just come back from a session where I was in a GP session." He sits in the corner. A guy comes in and he's like, "Look, doc, I think I must be wrong because I can't believe this is right, but I'm farting out my dick." So Silas is my mate going, "Fucking hell, this guy's crazy."
This is a quote for the podcast forever now. We're
Yeah.
going to have this on t-shirts.
Turns out you can fart out your dick.
That's a thing.
It's a thing. It's not like a party trick. It's not like something that you should. If it's happening, go have a word with someone.
Go have a word, yeah.
But it can end up happening. Something happens inside you, some tube malfunction.
Yeah.
And this guy was farting out. So imagine not only farting out your dick, realizing you're farting out your dick, going to the doctor to tell someone you're farting out your dick, then there's somebody laughing about it, and then years later talk about it.
Yeah. But it just even going into the doctor and be like, "Doc, I think I'm farting out my dick," and the doctor's like, "That's not possible," and then reading up on it and having to come in and be like, "I'm so sorry."
Yeah. Oh no, the
It
doc
turns
knew.
out
The junior doc. Yeah.
The doc knew. No.
Yeah, of course, doctors know. I don't know if they know everything, but
That's wild that that's not out there. Where's the Lifetime movie about that?
I don't know. Yeah, like an Oscar award winning thing.
Oh, Ryan Gosling or Timothy Chalamet did a movie about that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's good.
Bring some attention to the cause. We're gonna make you the spokesperson for this now. You're the
I'll die on
celebrity.
that hill.
You're
I'll
the
be
celebrity
the-
who speaks out for this for sure.
I'll get a t-shirt.
Whew, wow. Well, that was quite the journey for that one. We have some questions from our social media. Hopefully the question isn't, "Hey, something's wrong with my dick."
Yeah.
Can you help out? That's not what this show's for, everybody. Question number 1 was, what are the odds of the hair changing at some point in the future? So someone sent this specifically for you.
Well, it will fall out. So, you know, my joke will fall out.
Yeah, you'll be like, "I'm bored of this."
So I'd say that the odds are high.
Yeah.
Thing is, I like this haircut. I have this haircut. It's a fashionable haircut.
Yeah.
In some circles.
Is it the thing that as a comedian where you do a joke about something, people go, "Yeah, it's dumb." You're like, "It's actually normal. I'm just pretending it's dumb."
Well, I have a severe fringe, and I had that haircut. And one day my barber did it a little bit too intense.
Yeah.
And I made the joke
decision.
that I joked, which is about like, oh, it looks like a Benedictine monk. And, people laughed. So I was like, oh, I'll do that for a bit then.
Yeah, good. Well, I'm glad it's something you like, that it's not like, I'm committed to this.
Yeah.
No matter what, I got to stick with this.
Exactly.
It's like if you see like a comedian like wearing like a weird shirt or a silly like keyboard tie that they always reference,
Yeah.
and you're like, you have to bring that everywhere
know.
with you. Okay, question number 2 is, what's the first movie you ever cried at?
Oh.
We can actually do what's the first movie and last movie?
I know that.
Yeah.
Aladdin.
Aladdin.
It's the last movie I ever cried at.
It was the first and last?
The first.
First, good. I was about to say.
The first, yeah, because when the genie went,
When he, at the end,
at the end when he gets freed. So I was kind of into him being in the lamp.
Yeah.
No, I think that it wasn't the freedom thing.
trapped.
Yeah. How dare he? More wishes. No, I think that. I can't really remember the emotion. I was very young. It's more that I've been told that I cried. I was in the cinema.
Yeah. But there's like, I think in that scene, there's like rising music, and there's like, he looks very sad.
Yeah.
So it's like you're intuiting like, oh, this is a sad moment. as a
Yeah,
kid.
and I cried a lot in the cinema. My mum tells me that, and she was like, I was very proud.
I feel like he comes back maybe 7 seconds later.
Yeah, maybe, but I didn't know that.
I know. But
I've never seen the film. I'm 4.
It's pretty quick though. He's like, I'm gonna hang around anyway.
But does he come back? Does he come back as a real person with legs?
No, I don't think so. Unless it's like,
No,
'cause
I
it
think he
did-
just fucks off into the atmosphere.
I think they did an animated series at some point.
Yeah,
where
but
he was in it,
but that doesn't count.
Doesn't that count?
But Robin Williams wasn't doing the voice, surely. He wouldn't have done an animated series. What, on Cartoon Network?
Do you know who it was? It was the guy who does the voice of Homer. Was
Fair play.
was it the genie? I was trying to think of the name.
That just shows how legendary that Robin Williams is. That replacement feels shit.
What do you think? What do you think's the last movie you cried at?
I saw The Zone of Interest, and that made me cry. Not like loads. Maybe it didn't even make me cry. I think that's a lie.
You just felt it.
It's the film that made me feel the most like, my God, what is humanity?
Yeah.
And I brought mini eggs into the cinema, and that was a bad choice.
Yes.
If you're going to go to that film, don't take any snacks.
Well, if you're bringing mini eggs, I'm guessing the trophy was also there, just filled to the brim with them. I think the last movie I cried at was it's terrible. I saw Godzilla -1.
You cried?
It was so sad.
About-
it was like multiple times.
For anything you can say that's not spoilery?
I mean, if you've seen like American Godzilla movies, this is very different. This is like a reboot almost back to, because it's
Japanese, yeah.
made by all Japanese cast and directors, and it's set right after World War II. So everything, like, there's children in the street. Like the start of the movie is like a guy, and like everything's devastated, and it's him and a shell-shocked woman and a baby they find. And they just decide they've got nothing to do, so they just start raising this child together because everyone's desperately trying to survive in the post-war after the bomb. And then up turns Godzilla.
Yeah,
and it's
insult to injury.
Oh my God! But there's so many moments in it where you're just like, well, I am crying now, very very hard. It's
Didn't realize
very
it's
good.
supposed to be good.
It's incredible. Like it's the Godzilla movie I always wanted, where it was a very serious. It's like if the people that made that show Chernobyl made Godzilla. That's how intense it is.
Okay.
And I think the first movie I ever cried at was, did you ever see the movie The Sword and the Stone? The Disney movie.
I don't know if I ever saw it.
I think I saw it on video as a kid, and there's like a bit in it where the kid gets turned into a squirrel, and a female squirrel falls in love with him, and at the end he gets turned back into a boy, and he's like, "Oh, get off me!" And then that little squirrel runs off and goes like that, and it just got to me. I was like, that poor lady squirrel.
Heartbreak, you felt it.
I was like, that poor lady squirrel.
Wow.
Thought she was in love forever, and now she's going to be alone forever.
Feminist.
Yeah.
Animal feminist. He doesn't like real women, but animal women, he loves.
Oh, man. Better pay for female animals. That's what I say. At what time of the day do you get your best work done? Is our next question.
Oh, I wish I knew. I think it depends what sort of work, innit? Like comedy work, I guess we're saying.
Yeah.
Like probably just before a gig.
Yeah.
So like kind of like I try all the day to sit and write and.
But it's when
you
that
know, do
adrenaline
other things.
kicks in.
Yeah. If
And
I'm
you're at
if
the
I'm
place.
running through what I'm gonna do, that's when I'll usually think of new stuff. I think it's like imagining I'm doing a gig.
Yeah.
And I should just sit at home and imagine I'm doing a gig, really.
Yeah, just put on the music
Yeah.
for whatever comedy
Be
club
like,
you're doing.
oh, have
Blast
you ever
that.
done Glee?
Yes.
The Glee music, like
Yeah,
the
just
Pirates
play
of the
that.
Caribbean music. There's a comedy club that if you've never been to, Glee, all around the UK, they're amazing clubs. The music is crazy. Before it starts, it's like 10 minutes long. It's like, what the hell? Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So if I should play that and then I'll write something. When are you good?
I feel if it's a night where I'm not doing a show, it's late at night. For some reason, I don't know why that's always been the case, but like really late at night, whatever chemical drops that makes me too stressed to not write, and then the chemical of creativity just goes up, and I'm like, oh, I can write now. I can write something, and I'll like write a bit like within 5 minutes. Like, cool, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I've figured that out, that chunk. But it's only late at night, so I have to stay up and like burn the midnight oil.
I think being in transit as well.
Yes.
Being on a bike. I've thought so many bits on being on a bike because your mind is like.
Hey, it's free. Finally, you're doing
Yeah.
something. Also, having a shower because
Yeah.
your brain's just like you're just
If I
washing.
could get my bike in the shower, I'd fucking write hour after hour, man. If I got a Peloton in there, it's shutting out.
But yeah, especially things like drama.
I thought I was about to get completely cartooned on the head. Good
Yeah.
boy. What was that? It was
It was just
was it?
Olga
Is it a
attacking. But sorry, everyone. Can we please give a shout out to Olga Koch?
she
Please
was there.
follow Olga.
Rest
Olga
in
wants
peace.
to be known right now. Sorry, Olga. So we also have questions from our previous guest last week. Our guest last week was Eric Rushton. So we have some wonderful questions from Eric. We're going to see on the screen right now.
Hi Adam, hope you're smashing the podcast. Have I got some questions for you? Yes, I have. Question 1. What is your biggest fear? Question 2. In a movie about your life, who would you like to play me? I assume I'm in it. I'd be available, actually. But if you sort of know someone with more of an acting background that you think suit my characteristics more, then that'd be fine with me. Question 3. In an age of constant distraction and anxiety, what do you do to stay in the present moment? How do you get away from all your worries about comedy or life in general?
Perfect.
As always, the deep and profound Eric.
Yeah. So question number 1 from Eric there was thank you again, Eric, for that. Eric Rushton. Please do follow Eric online. God, these guests we've had sending questions, we haven't had a bad one yet.
Yeah.
Everyone commits to it. So question number 1 from Eric was, what is your biggest fear?
I think genuinely it's going to jail for the things I've done.
Oh, for the things you've
No,
done.
not for the things I've done. It's just that if I ever have a nightmare that really spooks me,
Yeah.
it's jail. Then the idea of not being able to go anywhere.
Yeah. People don't seem like they're having a great time in jail.
No, well, it depends what you've done. I think the worse thing you've done, the better it is.
Oh, that's interesting. You mean
There was a comic we were on last night with.
Yeah. was Jack?
Yeah.
Oh, Jack.
And he was saying, yeah, like if they ever gig with like the Beasts,
Oh, yeah.
you know, they're it's like quite a cushy setup.
Yeah, they probably got a PlayStation,
So
TV.
I just and also getting banged up abroad.
Yes.
You know, like I love those
Those are
things. I like
horrifying,
watching them
yeah.
because they freak me the fuck out. You know,
Yeah.
When you see somebody who they've like, you know, they've taken a bit of gear somewhere.
Yeah.
And
Or it's
they're
always like two girls who are like, a guy just asked us to take this bag,
Yeah.
and now we're in jail for 100 years.
Well, I almost did that once when I was
No.
when I was a boy. I used to sell drugs, and I got kicked out of school. And one time I got asked to go to Liverpool and pick up a bag, and I didn't because I wanted to see, and I had tickets to see the ska band Real Big Fish. So Real Big Fish saved my life.
Minorities.
Yeah,
Nobody's had their life saved by ska music before. This is unprecedented.
yeah, I know. Usually it ruins lives.
Did you
so.
celebrate by doing some ska dancing?
Well, I didn't know. I had no idea. only in retrospect, I'm like, oh, that bag was probably
Yeah.
a lot of drugs. So jail terrifies the hell out of me. What's your fear?
Biggest fear. I mean, jail's.
Are we supposed to ask you as well? You know what?
Yeah, I'm thinking what biggest fear.
Because I've not
I
asked you
don't know what
anything
your
yet, and
biggest
that's very
fear
rude of me. I'm
That's okay,
pretending that you're not here, but you are.
I am here. What's my biggest fear?
being exposed? What? Biggest fear.
It's a hard one, isn't it?
I
is
think
a
I watched a
hard one.
movie about people
Being
like.
asked a question.
On a podcast.
I think I watched a movie about people being stranded in the middle of the sea. I can't remember the name.
Oh
of
yeah,
it,
it's
but
called it's shit, but it's called Swim or
deep or something like that. It's a couple goes out and they
Yeah.
miscount and they just
It's a true story though.
the real people. It's a true story, but like the movie is fictionalized because people just drowned. They don't know whatever happened to them. But there's sharks out there and everything. The idea of floating in the ocean and you have no idea what's below you or what's in the water, especially at night when it's just pitch black.
That's true of the waters of Edinburgh because what I believe in the beaches here is it's everyone's poo.
Yeah.
It's true. Portobello
that is
Beach.
true.
Portobello
Yeah.
Beach is a sewage factory.
Oh, yeah?
And people go in right first in the morning, go for a swim, and you can see it.
You can see it.
Yeah.
They come out with the phone.
So that's scarier, to be honest.
Do you have a biggest fear, Ewan?
Probably getting like kidnapped by like the cartel. Twitter videos recently. I don't know if you guys have been seeing. We've talked about this recently.
We talked about this recently. Have you found that like Twitter has become just horrendous videos that you wouldn't
awful.
want to
I've
see?
never really got on Twitter.
I wouldn't.
I've just never.
Well, I think what's happened is people have been, because there's no control. There's nobody at Twitter HQ anymore.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
Elon Musk just doing whatever. But I think what happens is they put these upsetting videos online, and like people like me and you would be like, "What was that I just saw?" And you'd scroll back and go, "What was that?" And then the algorithm goes, "Gotcha."
Yeah.
I'll do that over and over and over again.
It's true. Whenever I do go on, because like I've got to post something every now and again. I do only get really horrible stuff like people getting shot, which I do
so much
which I
of
do actually really want to see. To be fair,
Look, I watch
it's
every single
horrible.
video.
I'm like, oh, this is a bummer. Can I see some more? Oh,
But I
give me
never
more.
know now because it's mixed in with all the videos. So like sometimes you'll see a video and you'll be like, it's like a guy at the beach and like a seal comes up and goes "Arr, arr," and then swims away. And then the other time a guy's holding a shark and the shark bites and then spins and then goes off and his wife goes, "Oh gee whiz, that was wild." And he goes, "Well, my fingers are gone," and his fingers are gone.
Really?
You mentioned that
it's all
video
that
of the
cancer.
shark. I remember I was in Egypt last year, and a week before I went, I was on Twitter and saw a video of a guy getting eaten by a shark in Egypt, in the exact same place I was going.
Oh my
I
God.
scuba dived, and I was so scared.
Oh yeah, you lived my nightmare there. That's my
That's what
nightmare.
I mean, it was horrible.
Yeah,
It was fun, obviously, but it was
scuba diving seems like a nightmare to me. I don't think
I
I'd
was
ever
so
scuba
scared to
dive.
do it, but it was amazing.
Yeah.
In the I've done it in the swimming pool. That's pretty chill actually.
Not many sharks.
Yeah.
Me too. I used to get a coin at the bottom of the pool.
Yeah,
Come back up, the old man would be very
That's not
happy.
scuba diving. That's not a pipe you got in your mouth.
Okay, Eric's question number 2 was, in a movie about your life, who would you like to play Eric?
Well, that's true. Well, yeah, because Eric will be playing me. So
Oh,
I'd like
perfect.
Eric to play me.
And would you play Eric?
I don't know if I could do Eric. I think who I'd get to play Eric would be, I think because I would get John Malkovich, but like how they did with De Niro, make him really young.
Oh, with the CGI?
Yeah.
That could
I think
work.
he has like
He has the range.
yeah. I've seen some stuff. I can't remember the film, but like a sort of, a deep, piercing restlessness that I think that would inhabit the role well.
Yeah. Can you do a John Malkovich?
I could say the word Malkovich a lot, which is what people do.
Malkovich.
Yeah.
Like that. It's a lot of talking like that.
Yeah, that's it. His
A
mouth.
lot of
is-
that. He always acts like he's complaining to a manager.
Yeah.
It's very Karen-based acting style, where he's like, "The dinner was not good." Like
Well,
that.
there are so few actors who. I guess that's what just happens when you're an actor. You do one thing really well, and everyone's like, "Can you do that again?" Actually,
Yeah, there's like a clip online of an actor who's in a movie with him. Is it Ben Affleck? It's not Ben Affleck. It's the other guy that Ben Affleck always works with.
Casey Affleck.
No. His
Family
other writing
Business.
partner, the guy from Good Will Hunting.
Oh yeah, Damon. Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Matt Damon was in a movie with John Malkovich, and John Malkovich like came in and did this insane Russian accent, and they're filming, and like apparently halfway through one of the shots they're taking a break to reset lights, and John Malkovich is like, can you believe I get fucking paid to do this? Like, I'm just whatever. Okay.
Well, I guess that even happens for actors because, you know, as comedians, we'll do gigs and you're like, this is shit.
Yeah.
And you've been put somewhere and you're like, this isn't going to be good, but I'm just going to do it anyway.
It's a
and get the
corporate
money
gig,
and run.
and you're just gonna exaggerate all of your performance just to be like, all right, let's make this as broad as possible to get through this.
Like on Valentine's Day, I did a gig in the Plaza Hotel in London, which is like really fancy.
Yeah.
And it was like couples in love with each other, eating dinner. And before there was someone playing music, and then I get up, a guy that they do not know, and I'm like talking about getting hypnotized and tricked into sucking someone's dick. I'm like, God, why isn't this working?
You're trying to make your Valentine's Day better. You're being weird about it.
Doing a bit about making a cocktail going like this. To silence, to complete silence. And I'm like, can I have my 200 quid? And I'll go. And the people who organised it, they're really nice. They're ex-Eurovision winners from Belarus. Or not
Which
Belarus.
would be perfect performance for that kind of night
Yeah,
in
which
the
way
plaza.
they were on before. Killing it.
I bet they would.
Yeah, well, not even killing it. You know, people are just romantic.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that film for John Malkovich is mine of that. Because they just go and it's just the stakes are higher, more people see it, there's more money involved, but you're like, oh, fuck it, it's their fault they've booked me.
Yeah.
It's their fault they think I can do a Russian accent.
You should have said that on stage. This is your fault. If you
I think
ruined your own
I
Valentine's.
really did. I really
Perfect.
just, yeah.
Question number 3 from Eric is, in an age of constant distraction and anxiety, what do you do to stay in the present moment?
Well, I have started meditating.
Really?
Yeah.
I find that so incredibly difficult. I've tried it so many times, and I just think my brain just isn't wired that way. Because I just find like, oh, I'm going to try and meditate and not think about anything. And then I'll realize 10 minutes have gone by and I'm just thinking about Godzilla again.
Yeah. Which is what, do you know what you need to do?
Yeah.
So I started doing it's called transcendental meditation. It's kind of like a cult. You have to pay to be involved in the gang. So everybody sign up. Put my code in. No, so you get given a 3-word syllable. So if yours was Godzilla.
Yeah.
Godzilla, yeah.
Yeah, that would work.
Then you're basically halfway there.
So you just keep thinking of Godzilla.
Yeah, you do this thing for 20 minutes a day, and you know it did work, and it's working less now. But because I've paid some money to do it, I can't stop because now I feel stupid that I have done it. So I'm like, well, I'll do it until it works again, but it isn't working.
Well, that's also my concern, is that I'll start doing it, but my brain is so absolutely obsessed with ruining everything. It will figure out a way around that. Like, oh, you're going to say Godzilla? We'll figure out a way that every time you say the words Godzilla, you think of pizza for some reason. Now you're hungry. Now you got to eat. Something like that.
Well, the thing is, mine does sound a bit like a phrase.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say it 'cause you're not supposed to.
Oh, well, I've already said mine.
But it's like, and it's sexual as well, this thing that it sounds like.
What happens if you tell someone?
Nothing.
But it's spoiled.
But there's some reason
secret.
they say, and like because I've paid for it, I'm like, that's the only thing I've got. That'd be like, you know, just pouring bleach all over your new clothes. It wouldn't be that's much worse.
And they give you the word.
They give you the word, and you pay like I think it's like £400 for a word, which is the most expensive book I've ever bought. Word for word, it's.
So it's like,
It's a real
you don't want to
page
share
turner.
because it's like sharing your
Well, that's what they
Netflix
say,
password.
and I'm like, I buy into it a little bit. Or, well, I don't buy. I guess I buy into. I don't know what I buy into. I've bought this, so I've got to buy into something of it. I don't know if it would sully it. I'm like, maybe I could tell some people, but telling on a broadcast, that's a stupid way to tell.
to do it.
Maybe I'll tell somebody when I'm on drugs somewhere accidentally, but which I've never done.
Listen,
but,
people at home, you're gonna have drinks there. I'm gonna find out. We'll do it in the next episode. I'll tell you. Well, I won't say that it's there, but I'm just letting you know right now. One of the words in the next episode is the word.
Yeah.
So figure it out.
Just the word paedophile is going to become
Okay. Well, that's good. I think that's a good way to kind of keep. Well, no, to keep present, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
good way to
how do you keep present?
I really struggle. I really struggle.
It's
to the
hard.
point
It's
that,
next to impossible with our phones. We should really.
Yeah.
I've put mine on grayscale.
Oh.
And
I have the blue filter, but grayscale. That's interesting.
grayscale, yeah.
What's that?
So you put your phone on grayscale, so it makes it all grey. And the idea is the colours are the thing that distract you.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you know dogs.
Yes, they see.
They see in black and white, and they don't give a shit.
They're not very chill.
They like everything. So I'm finding it. I'm living like a dog, so it's not
Yeah.
really helping.
It's
But
interesting that you've given your phone depression.
yeah, exactly.
It's
I'm like, why do I feel down at the moment? Everything.
Double rainbow. I don't see what this guy's talking about at all.
People put their phones in boxes and things. I think if you could
Yes.
figure out a way, I know there's people who have flip phones, but it's like you need to.
Well, usually when people put their phones in bags and things, it's because they're at a comedy show where a comedian in their 50s or 60s is going to say awful things and doesn't want the posters on the internet.
I've been to a few of
gonna
those.
write it down.
If
I'm
you go
gonna say
into
it
a
all.
phone, if you go into a show where they put your phone in a bag,
Yeah.
it is gonna suck.
Yeah, I feel so, yeah.
Because they're either amazing and it's not ready yet,
Yeah.
or they're gonna say some horrible shit and who cares? So
Yeah.
it's like
Maybe
if
a
your
bit of
phone
both.
is in a bag, get out.
Yeah, it's very worrying. It's like going to someone's house. It's like going to a party and everyone put your phones in this locker. You're like, oh, this is a
Yeah.
different kind of party than I thought.
But if you go to a club and they put a sticker on your phone, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah. I went to Berlin last year.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
You come back, your parents are like, what's all that stickiness on there?
Nothing.
You're like, it's not what you think it is.
Okay, well, that was great. We know how to stay present now. We found out about, how to be number one. You told us about that as well. And some fears as well, which was great. Thank you for being on the show. So thank you for watching at home. Is there any gigs or any events or any shows or tours, anything you'd like to mention, or even just your socials, just so people can give you a follow?
No, I do. Flood haha, that's my socials, and I'm finishing my tour tonight. So I guess you're not putting it out tonight. But I'm recording my solo show in London with Alexandra Haddo on the 27th of May.
Oh, amazing.
At Moth Club.
And we had Alexandra just a couple of weeks
you?
ago. Yeah, so
Did she mention that?
I don't think so. No, don't think so.
So yeah, come and don't laugh at Alex. And then also I'm going to be doing the Fringe next year.
Yeah.
Monkey Barrel, the Tron, 10:05 p.m.
Amazing.
Back of the Spoon, it's called.
Oh, great. Okay. And then hopefully another award-winning poster.
Yeah,
We're
let's
looking
hope
forward to
so.
seeing it. Well, thank you for checking in. Please do follow and, follow Adam. Follow the Monkey Barrel Comedy podcast Twitter, or the Monkey Barrel Twitter, I should say. And please do share the show. It massively helps us out. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Ewan, behind the scenes. I've been George Fox. This has been the Monkey Barrel Comedy Chat Show. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Oh shit, not that one down there.
Bye. Bye, Olga.
There's something standing behind the door. Would you like